Hello. So I thought about making this video for a while, but I didn't do it. But finally today I'm ready to talk with you about the taboo of adoption and the struggles of being adopted and all the reality around it. And so the reason why I want to talk about it is because I'm very tired to hear all the fantasy about adoption, how beautiful it is to save children from their dangerous parents and poor parents or this kind of thing. And I want to highlight the reality and the struggles of how it is to be an adoptee. And for start, I will tell you about me a little bit. So I was adopted at 3 years old. Now I am 23. I was born in Brazil. I'm actually now French. I was adopted with one of my brothers, and I feel really grateful for that. It's really rare. It's not common, and I am really happy about the situation. But as many adoptees, I anyway confronted many struggles with myself. You have to know that unadopted children will struggle with self-esteem way more than a child in a normal situation. Adoptive children struggle with self-esteem in a really high level with depression, anxiety, and other mental illness. There are many children that try to kill themselves way more than in any families. You can check the numbers on the internet, you can check the numbers on books. It's really important to realize that, because often people want to adopt children without realizing really that it's not as glamorous as it looks like, and it's certainly not as glamorous as the famous couples show it on the magazines and TV, especially when especially in interracial adoptions, because you have to know that the child needs to identify himself with his parents, and that psychologically it's really hard to have this kind of mirroring when you don't look like your parents at all. It happens a lot with Asian adoptees, African adoptees, and South American, just like me, adoptees. And when you grow up not knowing where you are from, really, like you know the country, but you don't know your racial roots, you don't know your culture, you don't know what makes you look this way, what makes you like these things, and you would like to know, and it's really hard to make sure that what you have in your head is actually real, because you have no example in front of you to tell you that your culture is like this, so you are forced to adopt a new culture. But how to say, spiritually, you have this feeling inside you that perhaps you don't belong here, and this feeling, I want to tell you, it's totally normal. I have been through it. I still through this problem, and this is totally normal. Many people have this problem. I want to say the majority of the adoptees have been through this problem, and it's really hard to identify yourself when you have to pick how you have to deal with who you should be as an adoptee in your adoptive country, and who you could have been, and what's your blood like, what space make you special. And as much as people don't want to realize that, it's really important to know where you are from to construct your identity. And this is a real struggle when you're an adoptee. You don't know really if what's your race and what's your origin, what's the culture where your parents are from, what makes you looking this way, and this kind of thing. And to give you a brief example that can be ridiculous, I remember when I was in elementary school, the teacher asked us to draw ourselves, and I draw myself white with straight hair. And she came to me and she said, why did you draw yourself like this? There's a problem in your drawing. I was like wondering what she's talking about, and she asked me to do it again, and I didn't understand. I said, why? What's the problem with my drawing? And she said, your color and your hair are not like this, Anna. And it shows how hard it is to not have this mirroring, because I probably draw myself this way because I wasn't really picturing myself the way I was actually looking. And it's because I couldn't project myself through my parents because I was looking totally differently, and I suppose that they were waiting for me to look the same, which was wrong. Obviously, I don't blame them for this, which was wrong. But as a child, it's really hard to know who you are, what you want to do, who you want to be when you are totally different, especially for interracial adoption, as I said. And it's really hard as well because children in interracial adoption gonna struggle with racism, probably. It didn't really exactly happen to me for extreme racism where I've been through really bad situation, but like daily racism that people again don't want to recognize, daily racism that they're gonna tell you this is not racism, this is just in your head and this kind of thing. But I'm gonna tell you, this is not in your head, this is a real thing, this is a reality, and it has to stop. Like, I grew up trying always to hide my hair, trying to tie them, trying to straighten them. I did everything impossible to not make them look the way they naturally look as an afro, because I couldn't identify myself as a mixed race or a person with afro backgrounds, because I just don't know. I didn't know, and I still not really know what is the reality of my story. But this hair don't lie. But people in my family, my friends, in my entourage told me a lot of time, Anna, why don't you try to straighten your hair? Anna, why don't you try to shave your hair? Anna, why don't you do this with your hair? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do that? They tried to make me think that it wasn't okay to look like that, to have this afro. And this is one of the race problem that you were gonna meet in interracial adoption, because unfortunately, European people, white people, don't know about the black culture or mixed race culture, Brazilian, Latino culture, Asian culture. They don't know about it, and they can't raise you in the way you should have been raised, I would say, because they don't know about it, and obviously they don't want to raise you this way, obviously, and they can't. So they just forget about it and try to tell you you should look this way or another way, or it looks more clean or polite to tie up your hair, or this kind of thing. So these are little struggles that one after another, it's creating doubt in yourself, and you start to think you're not good enough, and you start to feel alone, and you start to feel like you're scared about everything, because what is in front of you is not in your control. What is inside you is not in your control either, because from day one they tell you you have to love them, because from day one they tell you be grateful, you can be just grateful, we saved you, those people saved you, be grateful, you have to be absolutely grateful and happy all the time because you are so lucky. And this is a very frustrating situation, because yes, I am so lucky, but you can't tell me how to feel, how should I feel for who? No, it's not working like that. And unfortunately, very often you feel totally the opposite way. And it's not the fault of your adoptive family, and it's not your fault either. It's just the way it is. Because biologically, a child belongs to his mom, and being separated to your mom is a trauma. And not remembering what was going on before, it's trauma as well, because you have to know that memory play many tricks, and it's very hard to identify what is real from what is your imagination, and it's really hard to have memory flashbacks of some faces, some situation, and wondering if it's in your head or if it's actually a memory. It's really hard to not separate reality from fears and imagination. It's really hard to been through this, and I want to speak about it because it is important to highlight the problem in the adoption system. It's really important because I am sad to see so many people struggling with the same problem than me, and I'm sad that nobody is listening to us. It makes me sad that it has to be this way, and it makes me sad that it makes people feel good to think they are doing something good without even trying to listen to what we have to say. So today I'm explaining you all these things because I really would like to share all the information possible to try to make our life easier. And that's why I'm gonna ask you to send me videos, writings, pictures, anything you want about your adoption experience. Because it's important to help each other, and it's important that we finally spread the word to make a little bit better world, maybe make this world a bit more comfortable for everybody. And I believe it's very important. So please do it, send it to me, and I'm going to put it all in a blog, and this blog will be the tool to communicate between each other and to help each other. So please do it. I would be very grateful, and I think we can make it bigger, and through this project we can really make feel each other more comfortable in our skins. All right, so thank you.